Simple Car Guy here, and today I'm checking out this Ottocast CarPlay unit for motorcycles. Yes, motorcycles. It can add some pretty cool features to practically any bike, but how does it work? Well, let's check it out. I'll show you how I installed this unit on my BMW R9T in just a minute, but first let's see what comes included and quickly go over the specs. First thing we see on the box is that it's waterproof, and that's very important if you're going to install it on a motorcycle. It's IPX7 rated, which means it can be submerged in water up to 1 meter. This is much better than what we see on many other devices like this that are only IPX6 rated. Inside the box we have the 5-inch touchscreen display and a bunch of accessories that include a quick start guide, a little screwdriver to access the ports on the side, a 12 to 24 volt power adapter, as well as a USB cable if you choose not to permanently wire it into your bike, and of course various brackets for mounting it on the handlebars. Taking a closer look at the unit, we can see that it comes in a removable housing that acts as a sunshade. So you can remove it and hide it in a safe spot or take it with you while you leave your bike unattended. On the unit, we also find a little door that is secured with 2 screws, which reveals a micro SD and a mini USB port. With all that said, let's go install it on my bike and see how well it works. Of course, there are a few different ways you can mount this on your bike. The first one is to remove one of your mirrors and then put this in between. So it would go kind of just right there. And then one side of this clamp would go here. And then the other side would go on your actual device. So just like that. So one here and then this one here. And then you can adjust it as well. So that's one way. The second way, and the way I'm gonna do it, is one of these. So this will go on your handlebar. So we're gonna take these clamps, put that around, and then this will be held in kind of like this, and then exactly the same thing after. One of these universal joints goes on this side, then the actual device on the other side. So that's the idea. Let's get it done. With the screen securely mounted on the handlebars and of course making sure it doesn't hit anything when you go lock to lock, we can now route the wires. There's 2 options for the power. You can use a standard USB, which is what I'm going to be doing, or you can of course wire it into an ignition fuse, for example, so then every time the bike turns on, this will turn on, and otherwise it will just power off on its own as well. So that's pretty good, but I'm going to be using USB because it's a little bit easier for me and I have that option. So let's route the wire. And I'll just be using some zip ties to make sure the wire doesn't go anywhere. We're going to follow some of the other wiring that's on here. That way it looks nice and tidy. And in places where there is already one of these grommets that's holding everything together, I'm just going to use that because that looks more factory. Since I have a European bike, I have one of these plugs for 12 volts. So I'm just using one of these adapters. Of course, if your bike doesn't, you will have to, use whatever you have. But yeah, that goes in. Then my USB cable plugs in, routes all the way around here, up through here, a little zip tie there, comes to the top, through here, and into the unit. And there you go. It's already powering on and ready to use. So here's what it looks like from kind of the driver's seat. Let's check out this menu and see what we can find and if it's any good. All right, so let's start from the beginning, power it on, and see how long it actually takes to turn on. So I just hit the power button, and hey, look, there's a BMW bike on there as well. That's pretty cool. But anyway, so it takes just a few seconds for it to power on, and then we're presented with this menu. Well, as soon as that's done loading. Also, let's take off this protective film. So we're dealing with the screen directly. That looks pretty good. It is slightly reflective, but not too bad. I've seen much more reflective screens. And now that it's fully done loading, let's check out this menu. So we have Android Auto, we have CarPlay, and both of these should be wireless. We also have AirPlay, so you can clone your screen from your phone to this device, and then you can watch whatever you have on your screen, including YouTube and everything else. I definitely wouldn't recommend doing so while driving or riding, but That's still an option once you're stationary. We also have settings, micro SD, and emit Bluetooth. More on that later because that's pretty cool actually. But first, let's check out the settings. In the settings, we have the system settings. Here we have the wallpaper, languages that you can switch to in case that matters to you. We also have the date and time, so you can change those settings, do some updates, and have a little bit more information and serial numbers here at the bottom. We also have Wi-Fi, so we have the name and the password in case we want to change that. We have Bluetooth, so this device actually has two Bluetooth transmitters, well, one receiver and one transmitter, which is super, super cool. That means you get actually good quality audio. That's awesome. We're gonna check that out and connect our phone and make sure everything works as expected. We have a display settings, so we have brightness, contrast, and a bunch of other ones, and we can of course reset it. You also have similar options here at the top. So if we go here, we can switch between day and night settings, and that's kind of what you're adjusting here as well. We have sound effects, so we can change the EQ on it if we like, or enable like bass mode and stuff, but I don't think it's going to matter much since you are not really going to be using the speaker that's built in here. And yes, it does have a built-in speaker. And of course, we can do a factory reset. Also on the main screen, you can adjust the volume, so you can adjust the system volume, navigation volume, and CarPlay volume, so you can adjust those independently if you'd like to. Now, before we connect our phone, let's look into the micro SD card. Here, we actually can, oh, there you go. So it's already playing a song. I have added a couple of songs in here, so you can go to music, right? And then you can just select a song and play it directly. As you can see, it is playing from the little speaker on the back. Of course, it's not going to be very useful if you're running the bike, but if you're stationary, that works. I mean, it's not super loud, but you can definitely hear what's playing. So you can watch a YouTube video and things like that. We also have video. So if we go to videos, we can play a video. It has to be .mov or MP4 videos, but it works. It also doesn't work with very high bitrate video. So I tried a 4K video right here. So if we go back, I tried this M4V video. It's 4K high bitrate. It doesn't load. So that doesn't work, but it is kind of a useful feature. Now though, let's grab a phone, an iPhone in this case, and we're going to connect it to this device. We're just going to go to CarPlay and then follow the instructions on here. It tells us to go to settings, then to Bluetooth, and then we're just going to look for a Bluetooth device that's going to pop up, and it's going to be this, CarBT. Click on that, allow it to connect. Looks like the passkey matches, so we're going to press play, allow a contact sync. All right, it's connected. Then we just wait, and it should start working on here. All right, and there you go. So it's now fully connected. Now we can put the phone in our pocket. It's no longer needed. Of course, I'm going to have to blur this map because I don't want to share my location here. But if we press on it, it takes us to a full screen map. And here we can zoom out, go around, zoom in, have a 3D view. This would be just like using regular CarPlay in a vehicle. Super, super useful. And of course, you can just select a destination on your phone and then send it here. Well, it automatically updates here and then gives you full instructions. You can also use Google Maps if you don't want to use Apple Maps, or you can use Waze or whatever else that your phone supports. So this is super, super cool. If you're new to CarPlay, you might want to check out videos on how to actually use it, since it's not always super intuitive as far as what apps can be used and what cannot be used. Mostly you can use Maps and music apps, so you can listen to music, YouTube, audio, or Spotify and things like that. Of course, audiobooks and everything else. You have your calendars and just normal standard CarPlay items, right? Now, we can also play some music through here. So if you want, we can just play, I don't have any music on this phone, but we can live stream Spotify or anything like that. In this case, this is just a radio that's copyright free. That's what I'm using it, and it works, right? Perfect. So it's playing through the actual speaker in the back. Now, of course, you don't want to play music through the speaker in the back or be using a map while you are driving without any audio, but ideally you would connect this to another device. And well, you can do that. So the way we would actually do that, we can go to Car Home, and then we would go to Emit Bluetooth, which it will then look for a Bluetooth device. And here you can connect your Bluetooth speaker. You can connect your AirPods Pro if you want, or if you have a helmet, a kind of communication Bluetooth system, you can connect that here as well. So that's one of the awesome specs about this unit, is that it has Bluetooth 5.0 and it has two transmitters, so one receiver, one transmitter. It is using Bluetooth to connect to your phone, and then it can use a separate Bluetooth module that will actually connect to another audio device. Super, super cool, and I've actually tested it and it works really well. All right, so I decided to show you how the pairing would work with one of these Bluetooth speakers. So let's just do that. Model L, we're gonna connect.
Pairing successful.
There it is. So this device is now connected to this Bluetooth speaker, just like you would to your Bluetooth speakers or headphones or earbuds or whatever you want to use. Now we can go to the same micro SD card, play some music. There you go, it's playing. Okay. Or we can go back, we can go to our CarPlay, and then we can go to right here and start playing this live stream. So it can be from whatever you want. So it could be your Spotify, like I mentioned, YouTube, music, or anything else. So there you go. Now it's playing through here.
For your great escape, Claude Debussy's Sarabande.
So I just restarted this device and I wanted to show you how it connects to all of the items on its own. So we still have the Bluetooth speaker here on the side. I have my phone in my pocket here, both of my hands. So now it just connected to the Bluetooth speaker, and there you go. It connected to the CarPlay as well automatically, and then it loads everything up for you. You can still just go straight to playing music or streaming radio, whatever you want to do. And there you go, it's playing. And like I said, you can basically use it to be much safer on the road. No longer do you have to have your phone on one of these, right? So it's bouncing, which is also really bad for your phone. It can damage the cameras, which is one of the reasons why I wanted one of these. But also you get a nice screen with the maps that's, you know, specifically designed to be used outside in the rain. It's waterproof. All of those cool things. And to be very clear, it doesn't have to be permanently installed on the bike, as it is removable. So that's pretty cool. But I do like having this for those longer trips. So I'm gonna go on a trip that's an hour or two long. I'm definitely putting this back in. Otherwise, I can simply unwind this screw in the back, take it off, and that's it. And it's not on my bike. If I'm doing local trips, I'm probably not gonna use it. But on those longer ones, super, super useful. If you'd like to check this unit out more, click on the link in the description to where you can buy it and check out all the specs and everything else. If you like this video, hit the like button, and of course, check out more videos just right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.